Good evening. Welcome to another webinar of Leap Systems. The title of this webinar is How Mobile OTT Became a Game Changer for a Landline Operator. I am Abhijit. I am from the marketing team of Leap Systems. I will be your moderator for this online event today. In the panelist section, we have Mr. Raihan Hussain, who is the Chief Commercial Officer of Leap Systems. About this webinar. In this webinar, we will discuss about some of the core concepts like present challenges of landline operators. What type of issues landline operators are facing in their business? We will discuss a case study of a landline operator, BTCL, which attained growth with mobile OTT. That means the operator has attained positive growth adding mobile OTT in their business. Thirdly, we will discuss features of OTT, which was the game changer for this mobile landline operator. And at the end of this webinar, we will discuss how can any landline operator create their own OTT app. So after this webinar, we will have a Q&A session where you will have two options, either to raise your hand or type your query and the Q&A box. By raising your hand, you can talk to our experts directly, and using the second option, you can just type your query and we will reply to it. So starting with this webinar, challenges faced by landline operators. As you know, landlines are slowly becoming a thing of the past with the increasing smartphone penetration. In 2021, the number of smartphone users in the present time is 3.8 billion, which is quite huge. This is one of the reasons why landlines are slowly decreasing. Next is due to bulky phones, users usually prefer to go for mobile phone. If you are giving a choice like to go for a landline or go for a mobile, obviously people will go for the mobile device, which is compact size. Third is the fixed line operators are losing customers with the adaptability of OTT services. By OTT services, here I mean the use of instant messaging, video call, file transfer, etc. So when you're getting all these features in your mobile phone, then why will go for a landline? And fourth is, even if landlines are installed, it result in lower usage. It means that even if you have landline at home, you will be using less. You may use it sometime when your mobile phone is out of balance or it is out of charge. We will discuss the case study of Alap. Alap is an app by BTCL. Who is BTCL? BTCL or Bangladesh Telecommunication Company Limited is the biggest telecommunication company in Bangladesh. The company was founded in the year 1971 as Bangladesh Telegraph and Telephone Board BTTB after the independence of Bangladesh. On July 1, 2008, the BTTB was renamed as Bangladesh Telecommunication Company Limited after it became a public limited company. Now coming to what is ALAP. ALAP is the public service application of Bangladesh Telecommunication Company Limited to offer audio video calling experience. This is an app basically. So with this app, what can you do? You can do advanced messaging, you can do low cost local international calling, video streaming, watch series, etc. Audio video conference with your colleagues, friends, credit and referral programs, news feeds, you can watch news and incoming call from any global number you can receive on your ALAP app. So these are some of the silent features of ALAP. From here, I am going to request Mr. Raihan Hussain to take this forward. Over to you, Mr. Raihan.
Thank you, Abhijit, for your wonderful introduction, the starting of the session. So let me switch the screen share from your screen to my screen. Let me capture it. Meanwhile, I believe that audience can hear me properly as well. If anyone cannot hear me, please do let me know. And just bear me a few seconds to share my screen. There you go. Uh, Gentlemen, can you see my screen? Okay, wonderful. All right. So, I mean, more or less, my colleague Abhijit has given an intro what we are going to cover today. So basically, and he nicely give a brief about the ALAP and the BTCL, as we understood that BTCL is the state-owned landline operator in Bangladesh. Now the point is that what was the key reason to introduce this OTT? Well, uh, if we try to discover that average life cycle of any landline operator, there is a few common things. One is that you will find that most of their life cycle of this operator is beyond 30 years. It means that within last 30 years, no new landline operator has been introduced. This is the one point. And another important point is that most of the landline operator in any part of the world, we have seen that either they are state-owned operator or they are one of the leading telco in respective part of the world. But though they have that much of influence in the telecommunication ecosystem in the respective country, but we have observed that year on year the declination of their revenue, and there is no exception for BTCL as well. If you see the right side, the bar diagram, you will see we try to depict the last 10 years number of subscriber of the BTCL, and every year more or less they have been lost approximately 100,000 of subscriber. And of course, we could understand that the result is quite obvious that they have to struggle for the revenue. What is the irony is that where the tele-density is increasing for across the globe and where landline operators are struggling for the revenue. So that's why many of the landphone operators are thinking to find out the new vertical of the revenue. And from that motivation, perhaps BTCL thought about to introduce own OTT app through what they can extend their various features. Now, moving to the next slide. Here is the launching of the BTCL for the ALAP app. So moving to the next. So basically, this ALAP app has enabled BTCL and allow BTCL actually for a leapfrog from their analog state to the actual digital state. Because before that, they only offer to I would say that the legacy, the voice service. Even we all also know that this type of landphone operator even does not have the flexibility to offer any sort of the messaging services as well. So that's why after introducing the ALAP app, the business landscape has completely changed. Here we have tried to pull up their last 3 months data after launching of the ALAP app, where they got a phenomenal response from their subscriber. They secured 1 million installation, while half a million USD recharge for within the first 3 months. Then 1 million minutes, paid minutes actually, not actual point peer-to-peer or pin-to-pin minutes, much more higher than that. And this app became one of the top ranked app of the Google Play Store for respective jurisdiction. Now, what was the key ingredients behind this success? I believe, so we will emphasize in this slide, we will try to emphasize the key components to build this sort of solution. As we know, the entire solution works in the IP layer. So the core solution or the core component is a class 5C base subswitch, where it is a top right is a read subswitch, which is a class 5C base subswitch enabled with rich communication suite. And just opposite side, as we said, that ideally user can see only the application part. Here we would like to add, we provide both the application for both mobile platform as well as the web platform. And when we say about the mobile platform, it means that it supports both iOS and the Android. Earlier, we used to support the Windows as well, but since Windows are no more, so at this moment we have to happy with this iOS and Android. Now, in the middle there is a 2 point is the bandwidth optimizer and the provisioning system. So bandwidth, let me tell about the bandwidth optimizer. As you know, again, since this entire solution works on the IP layer, but one point is that the user or the last mile user ideally located in a various, I mean, not only they are located in an urban area, many of them are located in the rural area, and we know that the internet profile are not same or identical like the urban area. Though we heard a lot about the 4G penetration, but many of the countries in the world, they have to face this sort of bandwidth challenge. So in order to ensure the smooth experience, smooth quality, these bandwidth optimizer ensure that almost 50% bandwidth reduction where they will use this sort of application. And the provisioning system is a, I would say that very instrumental component. When apart from the traditional services, we need to introduce. If we need to introduce policy, lots of policies for example, the regional restriction, like code-based restriction. For example, a country A, they want to introduce a OTT app for their country, but they don't want to allow this app will run to country B, right? So it is case by case. So we need control of this sort of thing. And again, for example, after launching this app, after a year later, the operator of country A decides that they will allow now country not only the B as well as C, D, and so on and so forth. So all the things can be configured from this provisioning system seamlessly, and more importantly, user doesn't need to reinstall the app. And the bottom part, there is a two more component, the SMS platform and the video streaming. The SMS platform and the video streaming, well, to some extent, it is not a mandatory part. It is I would say that the auxiliary part of the solution. We found that many of the operator wants to stick with the voice service. They want to settle down their business with the voice fast, voice instant messaging, this sort of ideal OTT application. Some of the landline operators or MVNO, we found that they are much more aggressive. Apart from the traditional OTT feature, they want to introduce the IP to GSM message. They want to interconnect with their existing telcos or MNOs in the respective areas, so that user from the OTT they can send a seamless message to the any mobile operators users. And finally, the video streaming, and after the massive penetration of Netflix and other video OTT app, to some extent, it becomes an independent vertical. However, what in the entire solution can become as a bundle, or it can become only voice or OTT feature, voice and OTT plus SMS, and the video streaming. So it is completely the user choice. So the platform and the solution, this is the entire our the solution platter. So operators can take the decision as per their business strategy. Now, moving to the next. Well, this feature is quite, how we will onboard the user. Nowadays, it is quite common that not only the communication app, whenever we install any app, we use in order to ensure the user identification, we use the respective mobile number. So this process is quite identical what we do for the other installation. As I said that this mobile application supports both the Google and the iOS. Moving to the next. Landline authentication. Perhaps this is the most frequently asked question when we meet any landline operator. I mean, the key concern is that, I mean, for them, if they would MNO or mobile operator, it's quite easy that how they will authenticate that user. But since the mobile, I mean, landline operator cannot receive the message, then how they will authenticate their user? So that solution is pretty simple. I mean, in the next slide, while we will show the detailed architecture of the solution, let me share the working principle, how it will works. In our class 5 SIP platform, of course, it will be connected with the legacy platform of the respective landline operator. Now, when the user will put, I mean, user have to put first their mobile number, because it's not necessary, I mean, mobile number, and when they put their mobile number for the initial identification, or to some extent, operator can skip this part, but the point is that as soon as operator will put the landline number, our soft switch will trigger a notification to the existing legacy platform of the landline operator to initiate a call to respective landline number, and our class 5 switch will transmit the OTP through that channel, so that the OTP what we will produce from our platform, it will only can be received when the respective landline number will be pick up the phone. So logically, we could understand that it is not possible to put my neighbor's phone number and get authenticated accordingly. All right. So if we have any further question on that, we are happy to answer during the question and answering session. Moving to the next. Well, this is the list of feature what we do offer ideally under this OTT umbrella. Few of the feature. I mean, let me make a quick rundown. Make a quick rundown of all the feature. So first, let's start with the refer and earn. So refer and earn, basically our system is comprises with a referral system. So operator can configure their customized referral mechanism, how much they want to, after any successful closure through any reference, how much referral balance referee should get, or who has been referred they should get. So you can configure accordingly as per your need. Then the bill payment feature. Well, nowadays it is quite common because most of the countries are observed with the direct operator billing than the MFS penetration. So this platform can be connected with your existing bill payment gateway, so that from this app, either you can directly utilize this balance, I mean the app balance, to pay the bill, as well as you can do the respective bill by using your credit card or the PayPal balance, the way you want to do. Because here is a we found some operator prefer to do it by the independent transaction, like they were. I mean, while it's matter of the bill payment, they allow to do it through the credit card or the PayPal or any other local voucher, through any of the local voucher. Whereas they don't want to interfere their mobile wallet for this sort of bill payment. Sometimes some of the customers, I mean, some of the operators, we found that they want to run their service with a unified balance. So again, it is a case to case, but system is compatible for both of the situation. Message broadcast, there is a two use cases within the message broadcast. I mean, as a service provider, they can broadcast any important message, critical message across their entire subscriber, as well as an last mile user. They can also disseminate any particular message within their contact list. So this is the both cases is possible. Balance transfer is transfer your mobile wallet balance from one user to another user. Voice package, of course. I mean, since it's a commercial product, I mean, as we have seen that traditional OTT doesn't offer this sort of, voice for example, the IP to GSM or IP to another landline or IP to another international calling service, but perhaps you do. So you need to create the package accordingly. It might be domestic package, it might be the international package. So again, system is quite flexible to do this sort of stuffs. Newsfeed, you can connect with your system with the local or international news provider or news aggregator, so that you want to display the news wherever you want within your application. Landline call forwarding, it is a, I would say, the quite important feature, and we kept a dedicated slide for this, so we will discuss further on it. Manual account verification is important too. There is a common tendency we found that when we are making a call from our regular mobile number, we are pretty cautious who we are calling, especially we are for any sort of threat call, abuse call, we are always cautious. But we have seen there is a tendency that when we are making a OTT call, we try to abuse it. So in order to protect it, though we have a this system has a beautiful feature to connect with your national database or passport database, so that you can verify your customer and allow to use this service, as well as you can do the manual verification as well. I mean, during the sign up, you can put some key questions, and based on that, or you might ask their key information, and based on answering of those questions, and after approving those questions, if we get the satisfactory answer of those questions, only then you can allow or approve that user. So it plays a very critical role for this platform. User status management, quite familiar. I don't spend much time on that. Free audio call, video call, conference call, single and the group chat, and the call recording. Yes, call recording is important. Here it is. I mean, as a landline operator, as I said, that either they are state-owned operator or they are one of the leading brand of the respective country. So they are always obligated to the local regulatory law enforcement agency of the respective jurisdiction. So in many cases, you might comply this platform with your law intersection platform. So that's why this is the to some extent a compatibility. I mean, the system is compatible to do that. Moving to the next. Well, as I said that, I mean, in the component part, we only said that what Reef can offer in order to enable you for this sort of OTT journey. But one important point is that, I mean, operator already you have a legacy platform. And one of the key action item is that we need to integrate our IP-based class 5C platform with your legacy IMS platform. So this is very important, because not only to triggering the triggering message for transmitting the OTT. For example, in many cases, whenever someone making call to your landline, this call has to be forwarded to our switch. So there should be good handshake. We have already done this thing, many platforms like ZTE, Huawei, and I believe that Ericsson, Nokia, Siemens can do the same. Now, the point is that here, one important point is that in order to enable the OTT service for the operator, operator can introduce this service independently. I mean, if operator may think that I will not interface with your OTT platform with my legacy platform. Fantastic, it is possible. However, in many cases, operator wants to use the existing billing system, existing credit limit, actually to exploit the full facility of the landline services within this OTT. It must be interfaced with your existing IMS with our class 5 software. Now, the point is that if your existing platform is traditional or old TDM platform, it doesn't have the IP interface, then we might to place another media gateway. So this is the one point I would like to address. But perhaps we found that most of the landline operator, I think the most of the part of the world, they have at least they have upgraded their core platform from existing legacy platform to the IMS platform. Okay, so moving to the next. So as I said that this application supports all the platforms which are available. I mean, apart from iOS and the Android, within the web platform, we support most of the popular web browsers. Moving to the next. So we will talk about the most of the, I mean, all the salient feature of the OTT app in detail now. So first, the first key concern is that when we are talking about the OTT app to any customer, their first question is that whether it is a full customizable or whether it's a white label platform or not. Yes, of course, because that is the one of the area we will key area where we can add value from your existing OTT to the personalized OTT. So you can change your UI as per your uh, branding guidelines as per your taste and choices. Then moving to the next feature is the instant messaging. Yes, it will be empowered. This application will empower all the OTT related feature that you have experienced from existing OTT like WhatsApp, Viber. So whatever you are doing, apart from that, we have some certainly additional feature that we will talk later on. But all the it's a completely apple to apple comparison. We have worked a lot in order to ensure apple to apple, because we know whenever you will go to the market, the first, I mean, if it is not the apple to apple comparison, it is hard to shift your customer from the existing OTT to the personalized OTT. So all the feature will be in place accordingly. Moving to the next. That is the point I told you during while explaining the verification part. The NID verification, or actually in details, is that just try to imagine that in many cases we found that many of the countries they use their mobile number, which is to some extent untraceable, especially I mean high dense the country which density is very high, or I mean, I don't want to emphasize on that part, but we more or less we understood that in many countries you cannot trace the user only from the mobile number, or uh, or as I told that as a state-owned operator or the one of the large entity, telecom entity of the respective jurisdiction, you are obligated to identify your customer, who know who your customer. You have to get all the details. So in order to do that, actually this platform completely comply to connect with your central database, national database, passport database, or half the way. In the Alap cases, in Bangladesh, NID means that National Identification Database. So after putting your mobile number, landline number, you have to scan your national ID. This application is OCR enabled, so it will detect your national ID number, date of birth, and so on and so forth. And then they will pass this number to the NID database to verify the user, and they will reply. And if all that information match with the database, system will automatically approve the user. Otherwise, keep this approval on hold, so that administrator can take the decision, or administrator can see who are trying to register with their system. So again, if we can talk further during the question and answering session, if we have any further worries on that, perhaps I believe that I have covered most of the cases or utilization of this connectivity. Moving to the next. Again, the some common features, the free app calling, video calls, conferencing, file sharing. I don't want to spend much time over here, since we will share this presentation with all of these participants, so you can see further. And of course, if you have any queries, we are happy to answer. Moving to the next, here's the dual railing. This is the one of the important during the integration. When I was talking about the integration with your legacy system, I told you that in order to exploit the full feature set of the landline services, that integration is quite required and the desired. So let me share one use case. I mean, for Alap, why this application? Why lots of people? Show their install this application. I mean, install this application. What was the key compelling motivation for that? One point is that most of the in Bangladesh, most of them on the landline connection are connected with the physical wire. So some parts of the connection might be disconnected. So in order to, and once it got disconnected, it is in order to get it fixed. So it is a at least 2 to 3 days matter, at least, and to some extent it was 7 days. So the point is that till then you may connect it with their call, because anyone making a call to that landline number, it will come to your IMS, and your IMS knows that particular in their database, uh, in their database, they know that particular these people has enabled the OTT. So IMS can forward that call to our sub switch, and our sub switch will forward that call to the last mile user. So this is the one cases. Another cases is that sometimes we found that most of the while any embassy need to verify our physical location, they always prefer to make a call to the landline number. Now, nowadays, mobility is our part of our life. So, and we are not certain that when you will get that call. So, if you enable this feature, whenever any call will hit to your landline number, it will. Since you can configure the system as a call forwarding mode, you can enable the dual ringing mode, so that both your land phone as well as your mobile phone both will be run once any call will be landed on particular number. So this is very important. So the point is that eventually you are using a landline number, but ultimately you are getting full mobility, flexibility of the mobility. So that is the key point. Okay, so moving to the next. So message broadcast, from administrator point of view, it is certainly, as I discussed in the in earlier part, there is a two use cases, but the system nowadays for the operator, it becomes a business case, because they are using this sort of broadcast to promoting many of the local brands, local marketing info, so on and so forth. So this becomes also a new business vertical or business avenue from this space. Moving to the next. Location service, yes, from this platform, administrator can, detect the full location of the user if you enable this feature. If you don't, that is also fine. So, and user can also see each another location if they want. So again, it is completely depend on the administrator or the service provider who actually introduced this service. Message feature and burn, perhaps many of the platform has introduced, but let me cover this feature. The feature message is that you can set some time. For example, today you are traveling to Canada, but you found that day after tomorrow, one of your favorite friend whose birthday is day after tomorrow. So you have to share the greetings to him or her. So before just onboarding the flight, you can drop the message and set the time accordingly. So by the time you will be in here, the message will be hit to that person. So this is the actually point to develop this feature. Similarly, the burn feature, you are sharing the password of your the server, or any password or any sort of sensitive information that you don't want to keep lifetime. So you can set some time. While sending this type of message, you can configure the duration of this message. How long it will be live. So after that, that message will be vanished from that conversation. Moving to the next feature, video advertisement and the video streaming. So both are the another space. Nowadays uh, both of the verticals becomes quite dominant in terms of monetization. So BTCL also trying to exploit all these features. So they put the video advertisement in this app, as well as there is a video streaming option within this app. So you can do your local content, international content. Of course, you have to arrange your own content accordingly. Moving to the next. As I said, that the recharge and bill and balance transfer. So in order to recharge your account, all the flexibility, you can connect to your local payment gateway, any international credit card gateway. You can connect with the PayPal's local voucher card, any MFS service. You can do so on and so forth. At the same time, when it comes any bill payment is concerned, our platform can connect with any type of third-party bill payment gateway, so that the balance you will avail from your other accounts, other MFS wallet. You can also make the bill from there, or you can make a direct bill from particular that mode of payment. Moving to the next. Web Messenger, yes, of course, most of the case, when we discuss about the feature, in our imagination, we only think about the mobile application part, for the iOS and the Android, but apart from this platform, as we have seen that Web Messenger has become quite instrumental, in order to day-to-day life in our day-to-day business life. Many times, who wants to talk with the multiple parties? So Web Messenger is important. One good part is that you can also make a direct call, and as well as whatever the feature you introduce in your mobile apps, you can do the same in your Web Messenger. So all the payment gateways, integration of the payment gateways, bill payment, so on and so forth. So that's all from our side. If you want to have a demo of this platform, so please talk with us. This is the WhatsApp number where you can put your message, and you can email us. I think from my side it is done. Abhijit, over to you. And thank you once again to show your passions. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mr. Ryan, for explaining everything in so much detail. I'm sure you may have some questions. So you will have two options there. Raise your hands and type your query in the Q&A box. So you can utilize those features to ask some questions to our panelists. So looking forward for some good questions.
Yeah, I think we have one question from Mr. Pashan. He's asking, for landline user authentication, do you send voice OTP over the landline number? So that question is in the Q&A section. You can see that question.
Yes. Mr. Pasan, as we covered in our session that yes, because landline operator, we have seen that primarily a significant amount of landline operator doesn't have the messaging service. That's why we couldn't send the OTP through message. So this is the only way to authenticate any landline number for particular user. So if you have any further queries or anything else, you may let us know, or you can drop us mail so we can talk in details if you need anything further.
I'm Mr. Pasan, I'm allowing you to talk. If you want to talk, you can talk now. Please unmute yourself and talk if you want to talk.
Yeah, it's clear. It's okay. Yeah. And there's another question. How do you handle postpaid customers?
All right. For the postpaid customer, again, you see, from our cases, what we will do, we will track all the calls, all the CDRs in our platform, and it will be handshake with your existing legacy platform, which is another billing system will connect it with it. So what can be done? whenever user will make a call I'm talking about the postpaid user. So for example, user A, this landline operator primarily is a yes, it is a very valid question that most of the landline operator use this service as a postpaid fashion. So whenever one user will make a call from particular number, we will capture all this CDR and along with the amount and everything. CD, when I'm saying that, it's a the call details as well as the total consumed balance, so on so forth. So since our platform is a real-time platform, is completely integrated with your billing system as well through the legacy platform, so we will transfer all the CDR to you. Now, what will be the modality? That is the question. Sometimes we found that operator said that you please send this CDR to any certain FTP location. We will download it, and since the user identification or caller ID is there, we will reconcile accordingly. Sometimes they do in a real-time manner. For example, we will right after the call, we will send the message, and they will update their billing system accordingly, so that end of the month, when that postpaid billing system generate a bill, they generate a bill covering both the call which were initiated from his physical phone set, the landline phone set, as well as from the OTT. So that was the one point. Important point is that there will be a strong handshake, and we have done it for the already many of the world famous platform like Huawei ZTE. We have done that. Now, question is that how you want to integrate this platform? Not integrate actually. I have given some option about this sort of postpaid billing management. But if you have any other particular concern, you can share us. We can explain accordingly. Yeah, thank you from my side.
Mr. Pasan, I think your question is answered. If you have any further
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pasan.
So currently, I don't see any other questions.
Okay, I think I can run down. Few features. I think what we can do, we can continue this session next 5 minutes, and during that time, anyone can place their question. And during these 5 minutes, what we can do, we can run down few salient feature in front of the audience, which might help. We believe which might help. So one point is that what we found that, this is the one feature, the dual ringing feature. How you want to interface with your existing number with your OTT. Because in many cases, it is very important, because if your OTT, for example, after interfacing everything, anyone making you landline number, and what is the quite challenge? Now we, at this moment, perhaps it might be true for everyone, at least at this present world, that perhaps our landphone is located in the most deprived area in our individual's home. So the point is that if we cannot receive any call from the landline number to your OTT directly, then I would say that it will be the half-done solution. So system is already enabled, and important part is that we found while working with the ZTE and the Huawei, don't think that I'm partial or biased with this platform, but very recently we have experience with this vendor. So that's why I'm saying that we found that they have a similar feature. They can enable this feature that any particular call, they will only trigger, in terms of, they will trigger the ring to the landline number, or they can also trigger a parallel notification to any third-party soft switches. So it is possible. So thanks to those vendors, they have thought about this sort of enhancement That's why entire ecosystem becomes end-to-end, a closed circuit. So this is the one point. And NID verification is very important. We found that nowadays fraudulent cyber crimes, this sort of has been these have been phenomenally increased across the globe. Certainly, many of the countries, the western part or the Singapore, or the Dubai, they might not encounter this sort of thing. But we have seen that many of the countries in the world, it's quite challenging to ensure the user identification. So we have a quite hands-on knowledge to integrate with the central database. And the more important is that there's a two key component since we got some time. So one is that not only the interfacing with the database, at the same time we have to make sure the throughput. If you remember that within the 3 days, you can understand the volume of the user. BTCL has completed their within a 3 months 10 million subscriber within a 3 months time. So the point is that the system has the efficient throughput in order to ensure when a huge number of people try to register or try to authenticate themselves, system shouldn't create any problem. So on that note, the system is quite robust. So even after you integrating with this sort of central database, I think your user as well as a service provider will get a seamless experience. All right, so that was the point. Any other questions? So this is the thing, and and so on. This is the thing, and one more point is that I think that my last point, last but not the least, the operator who has already the IMS. This is very. Very interesting. We discovered it's a quite interesting that we found that many of the operator has updated their platform from legacy till TDM switch to the IMS, but what is important is that they are not utilizing the 100% feature or they are exploiting the full feature or capability of the IMS, because IMS, one of the capability, from your legacy platform you can manage all of your call. But when you introduce the IMS platform, if you cannot provide the rich communication suite services, the instant messaging, the files media transfer, this sort of thing, you are limiting your capabilities. So since you purchase I would say that a BMW car, so you have to exploit all of these features. Otherwise, it will not make sense to purchase this sort of BMW. So that is the one point I would like address at the last. So that's all. Any other question, or I'm giving the floor to Abhijit or Sparsh once again. Thank you.
I have one question here.
Yeah.
I have one question. Basically, is it only limited to operators, landline operators, or any other MVNO or service provider can also launch this kind of app? I think that would be important for our participants to know, because we are focusing here only on the landline operator. But certainly, I think others can also launch this kind of app. Am I correct here? Or?
Oh yes, absolutely. It is not limited with the landline operator. In fact, in our journey, we have worked for many of the telcos or the MNOs. So important thing is that, whether it's a landline operator or the mobile operator who has the IMS platform, they are quite eligible to introduce this platform. This is important. Let me put this answer in other way. For example, you are owner of any mobile operator, but unfortunately you didn't update your platform. Though if you update your platform to the 4G network or even the 3G or beyond that, you have to upgrade this platform to the IMS. But just for sake of discussion, just imagine that you didn't update your platform, still you are running your service with the legacy TDM switches. Then I would say that, just using the OTT, you will upgrade your TDM switch. It doesn't sound economical. That is my point. I mean, you have a one option that you can independently launch this service. And of course, if you think that, yes, in your roadmap, you are going to update your platform from legacy switch to IMS, yes, then it is a quite conducive to integrate this OTT platform with your IMS. Am I able to clear your point?
Yes, yes, certainly.
Okay, thank you.
So thanks, Mr. Rahan. Thanks for explaining this so nicely. So I think since we don't have any further questions, we can end the session here. And we will be emailing all the attendees the presentation and also the registrants. So, and also the contact details will be provided. So in case if you have any doubt, you can
Yes,
just.
we have one more question here.
Yeah. I think we have one more question. Then let me just. Yes. Question.
Well, here, this answer is that the PBX feature, if you try to imagine the whole OTT network, my answer is that yes and no, because I think this is a bit long discussion, but let me try to make it brief, compact, yet try to give the full understanding. One thing is that when we are talking about the PBX, it's some way it is connected with your business phone system. So you are talking, for example, the Office A. So user within Office A is making call to the another user in Office B. Similarly, Office B, C, D, so on and so forth. Now, there is a one clear division line from the OTT business and the business PBX or the cloud telephony, whatever you say. There is some mutual exclusive feature. Because if you cannot bring the business PBX feature, all the feature, certainly some feature is common in both business cases, in the OTT as well as the business PBX. But some feature is not possible, because if you imagine when you introduce, for example, if you introduce a local WhatsApp for any country A, you cannot fit this product for the business enterprise system that it should be call and hold. This sort of, certainly call and hold will be there, but in some cases that just imagine this ecosystem that under the company, under the any particular landline operator, there is a millions of subscriber. In the other node, there is 1,000 of companies or 1,000 of enterprises. Now, within that enterprises, there are some additional communications, some additional feature that we know part of the business IP/PBX system. If you say the business IP/PBX system, no, it is not covered here. You have to imagine the entire solution in a holistic way, that it is a replacement of your landline phone number. It is a replacement of your the open OTT platform. It is a replacement of your existing fixed landline to something which will give you the mobility. But again, business and enterprise PBX is not covered within this feature, because if you do that, then we need to apply another architecture. That's certainly possible within the platform, but this is another part of the particular solution.
I think Mr. Odo, your question is answered. Maybe you now you can talk also. If you want to talk, you can unmute yourself and talk.
And there is one more question we will answer after. Wonderful. Now we are going to the next question. Is it a mobile app dedicated to the consumer, to the business end user? On that case, again, my point is that it is both. Certainly, it's a consumer and a business end user. As you remember that this app not only provide the free communication, what WhatsApp does or Viber does. To some extent, Viber does, but WhatsApp doesn't. I mean, that's why what WhatsApp does or the Facebook Messenger does. Here, there is an involvement of the commercialization or the monetization, right? So once you will adopt this app, apart from making the peer-to-peer calling, you can make a call to the another mobile number from this app to the another app. And that receiver can see your landline number. So this is the one point. So holding that, so making a call from your landline to the another mobile operator, certainly we found that many of the landline operator, precisely in order to survive their business, we found that they offered some sort of free minutes, but certainly there is some limit. So you are charging them. So on that context, we might say that it is dedicated for both consumer as well as the business user, as well as if I go back to the earlier question, you can also do other way as well. You can create a certain group that within this service, you just imagine that, for example, DHL logistics company is one of the entity in your country. Now, they want that 10 user, but they will maintain a one account. It is possible that you open an account, you provide the 10 number under that account, but whenever anyone will make a call, the single balance will be deducted. So again, this is another use case of business user. So on that note, this is also cover this need as well, the business need as well. Now, the more important is that what we always love to discuss, that we found that, this is a completely a greenfield where actually various landline operators are trying to tap or capitalize their opportunity. So that's why it's very important that if you have, we'll have to set an appointment with you in order to understand that what type of business, what type of service you want to give with a business user, so that we can validate that within the existing basket we can cater you or not. All right. Yeah, that's all from my side.
I have allowed you to talk. Maybe if you want to talk, you can talk also.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for such a nice question, and thanks, Mr. Ryan, for explaining in detail everything. So I think, as I've already told, that we'll be emailing you the presentation and also sharing the contact details also on our email. So in case if you have any doubt, you can reach us on the contact numbers and the email address provided. We'll be happy to help you further. So I'll be ending the presentation and this webinar here itself. I thank everyone, thank all the attendees for making this a very interesting discussion. Thank you.